Welcome, Year 6, to the Wednesday, to the awesomeness that is midweek, and the English lesson that is midway through the day, that is midway through the week. So we're basically right in the middle, smack bang of the week. Welcome to it. We're going to be using the features of a non-chronological report today. We did this last week, remember, when we were looking at the Captain Cook and the colonisation of Australia and our double page spread. They are looking fantastic, by the way. The pictures that you've been uploading of them are beautiful. We will get a chance on Friday to decorate them like we did the Charles Darwin and to draw those lovely little pictures with it. That's what we're going to be doing on Friday's lesson. Today we're going to be doing quite a lot of the hard work now around the big chunk that is the Great Barrier Reef. This, for some of you, might almost be a whole page worth of information. And then for a few of you, hopefully you'll be getting around half to two-thirds of a page written about the Great Barrier Reef. It is the final sort of lesson on the Great Barrier Reef as well, because we're going to be moving on tomorrow to the Aborigines that live there now, and sort of what some of the natural landmarks that are in Australia. That's going to be tomorrow's and Friday's lesson. That's going to be the last paragraph on this non-chronological report. So get our brains in gear, however. Is it true or false? 5 questions, a bit of a rewind. A non-chronological report is written in present tense. True or false? It's false. Well, sometimes it can be, but most of the time they're written in past tense. Okay, you're telling somebody about something that's happened or is around today, sort of thing, and are usually written in past tense. Next question that we've got. We use informal language when writing a report. True or false? Again, this one is false. We're using formal language when writing a report. So that means that we're not writing to our friends. We're writing as if we're writing to the Queen, or even better, Miss Hersey. And we are not using those contracted words. So things like can't and shouldn't, we're not having. We're making sure we've written out the full words that we need. Next one, the word can't is formal. True or false? Well, I gave you a massive clue there with the informal language. Can't is it's true, sorry, it is formal. No, it's not. Oh, I'm getting mixed up now. The word can't is informal because it is contracted. So the word can't is formal, is false. It is an informal way of saying cannot. So can't is an informal word. Next one, we can use capital letters whenever we want to. Hopefully you're all screaming now that that is false. It's funny though, because a few of you are just whacking in capital letters just randomly in the middle of sentences, and then not using them when we need them, like for Australia, for instance, or Great Barrier Reef, or the names of places like Tahiti last week, or Captain Cook without capital letters. It's incredible how many capital letters we are missing. Next one, your writing will be interesting if you always use simple sentences. Again, hopefully you've realized that is false, because if we're always using simple sentences, it's very basic, very sort of FS Year 1 way of writing. So we're trying to use a lot more complex sentences, a lot more compound sentences as well. So in fact, all of these were false, false, false. I'm still struggling with that one. The word can't is formal. It's not, so it's false, false, false. They're all false. Everything's false. No. Right. This is where you are. So what we'll do, we'll have a little sort of revisit of where we are at the moment, and then we'll look at a quick model, and then it's over to you guys. So yesterday you've got your thing inside your purple books that looked something similar to this. These sorts of questions that get you thinking, that you looked at on Monday and then you managed to answer them again yesterday, and then hopefully you've engaged with the David Attenborough website, and you've then piled your jotter with incredible amounts of, in fact the jotter thing should be over here, shouldn't it? Incredible amounts of information as well on this. So this is where you are. Today's big work then is taking all this information and actually putting it in your book in a strong paragraph using these wow words as well. Now, we've not really looked at these wow words, and I'm going to throw them in today's writing, and I want you to use them as well. Now, I've only used 4 wow words. You should be able to understand what they all mean. If you don't know what they mean, situated is a verb, it's where something is. Habitat is a noun, it's a place where particular wildlife chooses to live. Unfortunately, it is an adverb, so when something happens, it's not good because of it. Unfortunately, Mr. Barker hasn't got a cup of tea in his hand at the moment, so it's not a good thing. Something's happened, it's not a good thing. And then something to do with marine, it's an adjective because we're describing something as it's being relatable to water. So you might have marine wildlife, for instance, means something that lives underwater. A submarine is a vehicle that goes underwater. So anything with marine in it, it means something to do with water. Okay, so you've got all this information here and all this information here. Now we need to put it into something that's a way that somebody can read it interestingly as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this graphic organizer as my main sort of thread to take me through what I need to talk about. So I know sometimes we have sort of bullet points about what each sentence needs to include or something like that. That's this, isn't it? I'm just answering these sorts of questions in that order. So I'm going to start off then. If I switch my camera, so give me a minute. If I stop sharing, you'll just see my name. Now, there we go. So we've got this. This is my 2-page spread, which I started last week. So about Captain Cook colonisation. And I've now put another subheading here called the Great Barrier Reef. So if I sort of model what I'm going to be writing here, and then by the end of the lesson, hopefully I would have typed up something for you to go off. So I'm going to start off then. So that question was, let me get those questions back up. I can't actually see them at the moment. They're here. What is coral and what's a reef is what I'm being asked there. So I might start off then with, I need to try and get that word, I can get that word marine in there quite a bit, because coral's got something to do with the water. It is an animal to do with being underwater, isn't it? So I could even explain that. Coral are marine animals. And in fact, actually, let's relate back to science last week. What type of animals are there? They're not vertebrates, they're invertebrates, aren't they? So marine invertebrates. Wow, I sound very intelligent at the moment. Are marine invertebrates, and they're sort of made up of a load of polyps, aren't they? That's what they are. Let's use another word. Let's relate it to colonies, which are, so now I've got my subordinating clause in here, made up of colonies, getting him a geography from last week as well, of polyps. How intelligent do I sound right now? Science and geography in an English lesson, Mr. Barker. Are you crazy? Yes, I am. So that's what coral are, and then what's reef? Well, in fact, let's go on to that. Some people actually then believe or think that coral are rocks, aren't they, or plants of some sort. So I might even put some people believe, or no, let's mistake. Some people mistake coral well, I've already put coral on. Coral are marine invertebrates which are made up of colonies. Some people take these, because I'm talking about coral still. So some people mistake these as, could put marine plants again. I might, because I've already used marine there, I might put underwater plants. Underwater plants, or rocks, I suppose, is what people think they are as well, plants or rocks. When in fact, what are they then? When in fact, they are animals. They are animals. And then what's a reef then was the other question, wasn't it? What's a reef? So I'm sort of coming off this, it's a collection of coral. So a collection of coral, or could even put a system of coral maybe. A collection of coral is called a reef. Or in fact, not called, let's put coral is referred to as a reef. There we go. So then the next bit then are where is the Great Barrier Reef? I want to make reference to the fact that the Great Barrier Reef isn't the only reef in the world. So I'm going to do a different paragraph now. Don't need another subheading because it's all about the Great Barrier Reef, which is what I mean about you actually filling up quite a lot of room here. There are, who can remember that belt across the world again? There are hundreds of reefs. There are hundreds of reefs situated here, situated across the tropics. Could do, or do I then say that the Great Barrier Reef is situated the east coast of Australia? It's up to you, really, isn't it? Situated is where they are. There are hundreds of reefs across the tropics. I'm actually going to put a semicolon in here because I was going to put and the largest. I'm just going to put a semicolon. The largest is situated, is the Great Barrier Reef actually, which is situated, couldn't I? Or I could put is situated on the east coast of Australia, called the Great Barrier Reef. It doesn't matter which way around I put it, really. The largest is the Great Barrier Reef. Great Barrier Reef, which is situated on the east coast of Australia. And then I could just carry on answering those sorts of questions, making sure I cross-referencing with what I learned yesterday about with David Attenborough as well, east coast of Australia. The next question there then was how big it was, wasn't it? I'm going to keep that with this because I'm now talking about the Great Barrier Reef. Going to keep that in this section here. So how big is it? The reef is, was it 15 or 14,000, 1,400? It's either 15 or 1,400 miles long, twice as long as Britain. In fact, what I might put there then is parentheses. I might put that twice as long as Britain in brackets. That's what we call parenthesis, remember, when I'm adding that extra piece of information using brackets. What I'm going to do there, I'm going to pause the video a second. I am personally, and I've typed this up so then you've got a big sort of model that you can then go off using the graphic organizer from yesterday as well. So bear with me 1 second. So hopefully then, this is what I've used there. I've done it as a two-page display so you can see it. That then is, sorry, this is my plan that I've done here, remember? And I started then writing it out. So we got to about here, aren't we, didn't we? There are hundreds of reefs across the tropics. The largest is the Great Barrier Reef, which is situated on the east coast of Australia. This reef is 1,400 miles long. And this is what I mean about parenthesis. It's putting a bit of brackets in there, twice as long as Britain, close parenthesis, and can be seen from space. So remember, I can take that bit out of the sentence, the bit in the brackets, and it would still make sense. This reef is 1,400 miles long and can be seen from space. So I've just put that extra piece of information in there to sort of bump up my sentence. If you were to drive along this reef, it would take you almost 24 hours. The name barrier is used as it does in fact protect the coast of Australia. That in fact then needs to be in commas, as it does in fact. Putting a bit more parenthesis in there. as it does in fact protect the coast of Australia against the stormy seas which could cause devastating waves and crash against Australia, or damage Australia is what I could put there as well. As well as the coral living here, hundreds of wildlife have chosen, so now I've moved on to the blue bit, have chosen this place as their habitat. Yes. How many wild words have I got? I've got marine, I've got situated, I've got habitat. Yeah, unfortunately, I just need now then. Large animals such as the plant-eating dugong and even smaller animals like the master of disguise cuttlefish thrive in this environment. Unfortunately, done it, there's my 4 words. Due to global warming and pollution, sea temperature is rising, and so the environment is becoming less habitable and the coral is becoming bleached. And that is will it last forever bit there. So that is what my would look like inside my book. So tomorrow then we'll go into our final paragraph. We'll do some more research and then write it up and decorate it on the Friday. Please have a good go at this. It's going to be quite a big section of your write, but I think you'll be absolutely amazing at it because we've now done lots and lots of what's this called? When you look at something. What's it called? What's that word called? I need to. I've forgotten that word. Come on, shout it at your screens for me so I can hear it. Research. There you go. So you've done quite a lot of research on this, and so you need to do quite a decent write to go to sort of know the hard work you've been doing. And I shall then see you tomorrow and submit these as well, so I can see them today and give you some feedback as well. See you tomorrow, Year 6. Bye.